Let me throw out a name that most people have never heard of. Craig Spence. Republican lobbyist? Washington power broker? CIA connected? No? He's the man who, 30 years before Jeffrey Epstein became a household name, was running the exact same operation. Same hidden cameras, same compromised politicians, same minors in rooms with powerful men, same suspicious death before he could testify. Same playbook, different decade. Here's what you need to understand about how this works, because it's not complicated, it's just ugly. The 1980s Republican establishment was selling a product to the American people. God, guns, family values, traditional morality. Reagan's America. That was the brand. That was the camouflage. The facts are the ammunition. Because behind that brand, in a stone mansion in Colorama, Washington, D.C., Craig Spence was throwing parties. Not ordinary parties. The guest list: CIA directors, generals, ambassadors, senators, attorneys general, journalists, all in the same room, drinks flowing, cocaine on the table courtesy of the host, and young men, in documented cases minors, moving through those rooms like currency. And Spence recorded all of it. Hidden cameras, two-way mirrors, surveillance equipment his CIA contacts helped him install in his own home. Every compromising moment, filed, stored, and ready to be deployed. Because Spence wasn't just a party host, he was a collector of leverage. Now here's the coldest part. The boy part wasn't incidental. That was the architecture of the trap. In 1989, a gay escort story might be survivable for a powerful man. A story involving a minor, that's not leverage. That's a leash for life. And Spence knew exactly what he was building. He even said it out loud, razor blade in hand, a few months before he died. In a documented interview with the Washington Times, he looked at the reporters and said, "How do you think a little faggot like me moved in the circles I did? It's because I had contacts at the highest levels of this government. They'll deny it, but how do they make me go away when so many of them had been in my house, at my parties, and at my side?" That's not a confession. That's a man announcing he's bulletproof. He wasn't. November 10, 1989, room 429, Boston Ritz-Carlton. Craig Spence checks in under a fake name, moves the bed against the door, puts on a tuxedo, black jacket, white bow tie, shoes shined, lays down, places a call to a friend in Virginia, tells him he took a lot of pills, starts to ramble, goes quiet. On the bed next to him, a newspaper clipping about the CIA protecting its agents from being forced to testify before Congress. He left that there on purpose. That clipping was the last thing he ever said. Weeks before he died, he told someone close to him, on record, "It may appear to be a suicide, but it won't be." He had been subpoenaed by a federal grand jury, never called to testify. The Reagan and Bush officials documented as clients of his escort network, never contacted by law enforcement. The case was quietly buried with the body. Now, fast forward roughly 10 years. A man named Jeffrey Epstein, a math teacher with no documented source of serious income, somehow acquires a Manhattan townhouse, a private island, a New Mexico ranch, and a Paris apartment. He's flying presidents, princes, prime ministers, and billionaires on his private jet. His partner is the daughter of a British media mogul with deep Israeli intelligence ties. His little black book reads like a seating chart for the permanent ruling class. And when law enforcement finally moves in on him in 2019, 30 years after Craig Spence was supposed to testify, Epstein is dead within weeks in a federal facility with the cameras down, guards asleep, and a cause of death ruled suicide that forensic pathologists publicly disputed. The powerful names in his files, still protected, still redacted, still being litigated in courts years later. Now lay them side by side and just tell me what you see. Spence, hidden cameras to collect leverage. Epstein, hidden cameras documented throughout every property. Spence, minors in rooms with powerful men. Epstein, minors trafficked to powerful men across multiple countries. Spence, CIA connections nobody could fully trace. Epstein, intelligence ties from multiple agencies nobody could fully explain. Spence, dead before testifying. Epstein, dead before testifying. Spence, investigation shut down, powerful names untouched. Epstein, non-prosecution deal, powerful names sealed, client list still not fully public. This is not a coincidence. This is a system. And here's the thing about systems. They don't die with the operator. They get handed off. They get upgraded. They get better technology, bigger geography, and more sophisticated cover. Craig Spence was Windows 1.0. One house, one city, one network. Crude surveillance, domestic leverage, easily contained when it got too loud. Jeffrey Epstein was the Enterprise Edition. Private islands, offshore accounts, international flight logs, Silicon Valley, Wall Street, Buckingham Palace, the Vatican. Every power center on Earth connected to one man who, by all logic, should never have had access to any of them. Same operating system, 30 years of upgrades. And the men at the very top, the ones who walked through Spence's door in 1987, the ones whose names appear in Epstein's flight logs, they never faced consequences. The operators died, the mechanisms were buried, and the powerful kept walking into cabinet positions, into boardrooms, onto the Supreme Court, and back onto the campaign trail preaching about protecting children and defending family values. The brand is the camo. The facts are the ammo. Reagan's America, Trump's America. The branding changes. The packaging changes. The enemy they point at changes. The operation does not. Watch the pattern. Follow the money. Connect the dots. This is Keith. And this is Keith Speaks. Comment, disagree, agree, but share. People need to know the facts.